about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra, if you have not been here before, and today is another one of those early morning makeup days. So I'm doing this because I am posting 2 videos a week to my channel to be more current and relevant, and I'm super excited because I got my Sephora order in. We're going to play with some new makeup today. So I recently got my Sephora haul. I will link that video for you. You guys can take a look and check it out. But we're going to play with some of the makeup today. And I want to feature the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eye Palette. So this palette apparently was older. I had no idea it even existed. I do not own any of Makeup by Mario's products until this one, and then a few other lip products that you'll see in the video. So there was Master Mattes I really wanted to get. I also wanted to check out the Master Metallics, but I never had the opportunity to. And then, yes, this one was old, apparently. Not old, I mean, it was released a while ago. And then apparently it sold out, so you couldn't buy it. And then I saw it during the haul, and I was like, you know what? I know it's very similar to the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, but I want to check it out and see. Makeup Mario has claimed that his formulas, the wet looking formulas, are different than anyone else in the industry. So I want to try it and see how they compare to the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. I was watching a video with Angela Bright, and recently she said the things that I'm not buying from Sephora that she's holding off on, and that was one of them. And she said, I already have the Natasha Denona. Why do I need 2 similar palettes? So I want to kind of test that theory and see how similar they are. So I will start with makeup because the Ethereal palette is like very light, very like, you know, it's not dark shadow. So I feel confident that I can go in with my makeup first. So I'm going to start with my Caudalie Beauty Elixir. Prep my skin, get ready for makeup. And I'm also going to use my primer. Okay, so I'm going to use some older makeup for priming because I didn't buy any new primers. Okay, so I'm using my Becca Skin Love Brighten and Blur Primer. This is an older product. You know, you see a lot of those videos with like Project Pan updates or like product empties, and I'm not trying to necessarily get there, but I mean, it is pretty good feeling when you've actually used up your makeup instead of like throwing it out or giving it away, especially when it comes to foundations. I find it's like the one thing I didn't buy this time was foundation because I'm like, I already have so many. Sandra, just use up what you have. Okay, this one smells really good. It smells like melon. I'm not even sure if you can buy this anymore. I haven't bought any Becca products for a long time. But it says infused with glow nectar, brightening hydro complex. So I don't know, it smells good. It smells delicious. So like I said, I haven't actually purchased any new foundation. So I'm going to go in with my Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This one is the shade 260 Light Medium Cool. So I'm just going to give it a little shake. And I will use my brush today. This Precision Foundation. It's a Luxie brush, so I'm not sure. I haven't used this in a while, but I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. It's usually what you do, like if you're doing somebody's makeup or something. So I'm just going to apply it like this, and as soon as I'm done blending this in, we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just looking at my skin. I've barely used any product. Oops. I've barely used any product here, and like you can see how much I shouldn't have put that much on my skin. So really, when you're doing that and you put it on your hand, use only the amount you need. I barely used any, and like just look how glowy it makes my skin look. It's a natural skin foundation. It doesn't make my skin look cakey or gross or weird, and this color actually really suits me. So I'm going to continue using this throughout the winter. I really like this foundation. But yeah, I just wasted a little bit of it, so that is unfortunate. And I like this brush for application too. I usually use like my Sigma brush, but this fluffier brush is kind of nice. I don't know, I just feel like feel really good about it. Okay, so one of the first products that I'm going to use is this Tower 28 concealer. It's called a Swipe Serum Concealer, and the shade is 6.0. IE. I don't know what that means, but we're going to open it and see if it's a good match. I'm always a little nervous about like concealers or foundations, you know, like because you never know if they're going to be a good enough match. I know this was a neutral color, so actually it looks pretty good. So I like it. I like the packaging already. It's like a light lavender pink cap with Tower 28 on white on it. Yeah, it doesn't say the exact color on the bottom either. Okay, well, we're going to try it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's not bad. Goes not bad with this color of foundation either. Okay, so I just use a little bit. I don't need to overuse my concealer. And I love concealer. I have lots of concealer too that I really want to use up. I had a whole bunch of the Too Faced Born This Way concealers that I had to throw away because they were all bad. Obviously, like your makeup only lasts for a certain time. And so I really want to not buy like, you know, eyeshadow palettes are one thing because they don't really go bad. But stuff like concealer, foundation, like anything that's not a powder, they go bad after a while. So they stop working as well. Sometimes they cause breakouts. You just have to be super careful. Okay. And now, do we blend that out? Another new product I want to try. We'll just see how this stands up to the test of time because I'm really liking my Kosas concealer. We'll have to see. Okay, so another new product I'm going to try is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch Pressed Brightening and Setting Powder. This is the shade Pound Cake. And so online, the shades looked really, really dark. So I was like, oh, I don't know if that's like going to be too dark for me. So I'm looking at this in real life and this is quite light. So I think it's going to be okay for me. It's for baking and I don't bake. I mean, I guess I could if it was like an all day or all night event or something, but I don't generally do that. I want to see how it brightens. It's got some kind of like, you know, glow or something from within. And I want to see how this concealer holds up today. So then I go into the larger powder brush. Yeah, the shade is quite light, but you know what? I like it. I like when they're a bit lighter. I like translucent powder. It's my favorite go-to powder. So this is light enough to be translucent for me, I guess. Okay, so I kind of powdered my lids. See, I feel like it's pretty glowy, actually. Like you can see that. And when I look at the powder, it does kind of look like it's got maybe a sheen to it. It doesn't look like sparkly or anything. I think this is going to be a good powder for me. I'm going to try this out. So this is the first, not the first Patrick Ta product that I have. I do have the foundation and powder already. And I also have his eye palettes for the first two anyway. But this is a bronzer. I really did want to get the blush. And I never did because I didn't love all the color selection. So I want to try this out. So this is contour and powder. I got the cool medium. So I will try to contour a little bit. I do have my concealer blend kabuki brush, but I use it for a contour. So I'm going to try going into the cream contour. Maybe a fluffier brush should be better. I don't know. I already kind of powdered. I'm going to try to blend as I go because I don't want to destroy my foundation here. That's actually going on quite nice. I feel like I don't even have to blend it. It's going on quite light. This brush is way too big for this, but you know, we're going with it. So I kind of feel like the cream contour here is a bit more cool. So I'd love to use that for actual contour. And then I almost feel like the bronzer is warmer, right? So I feel like I would use that for bronzing. The powder contour, I guess, but I would feel more comfortable using that as a bronzer. Yes, this is very light. So I mean, maybe I just didn't pick a dark enough color, but I do feel like it's going on. I think it's also really blendable. So I think you can't really notice it as much, but that's, in my opinion, I mean, there's two different groups here. So there's the one where, you know, you're not afraid of a bit of color, and when it comes to blush and bronzer, and you can just go for it and blend it out really, really well. And then the other group is, you know, when you have a light coverage and you can build it up. And then, so if you're new to makeup, even if you're not new, you can blend it up and, or build it up, sorry, and not be afraid of the color, right? And you can just build it up to how you like it. And a little goes a long way generally when it comes to products. So it makes your skin look better if you use less product, and sometimes it just looks better. Okay, so I'm gonna do blush, I guess, and then we'll do eyebrows. So the new blush palette, I only got one blush. I really wanted to get the Gwen Stefani blush as well. So I was thinking, haven't actually, you know, tried it. We're going to try it right now, but I don't like the packaging. So I got the Pat McGrath Blushing Delights. So this is from like the Bridgerton collection, and online it looked really cool, but I didn't know what the packaging was. I thought it was a small compact, and it's like cardboard. Okay. It's like, and then you look at the product itself. So it's a blushing and highlighting palette. And while the colors are beautiful, they do have, like, you know, you can see kind of a sparkle to them. There's hardly any product there. So these, like, I guess it's the same amount of product that you would find in a blushing palette. So, I mean, if it was in like a smaller compact palette, I just feel like, coming from Pat McGrath, I feel like it would be a lot more, I don't know, I feel like it should be in like a glass compact. It just feels more like high end to me, whereas in a cardboard container, not to mention the fact that it's super bulky, right? It's in a cardboard container. I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, I feel like it's kind of like low, like not as good quality, right? But I'm not going to try to let that sway my opinion of the product itself, because I love Pat McGrath. So we're going to see what happens here. So I'm going to try using this color here. It's kind of like an orangey. Ooh, okay. Very colorful. I'm going into the clean brush because I didn't want the colors on my other blush brush to like take away from this. So we're just going to see. Oh yeah. Ooh. Okay, very colorful, very pigmented. I mean, Pat McGrath is amazing. She knows her stuff when it comes to color products. Okay, you know what? I'm not hating this blush. I like this blush. I just wish it was in a different type of container. I mean, am I wrong? Do you guys, I want your opinion, your honest opinion. Do you have this palette? Let me know in the comments, because I need to know. I want to know what you think. I actually kind of like the product. Ugh. That's the thing, like packaging does it for me, right? But that went on so nice. And I love the kind of glow that it gives. And yes, I'm a sucker for blush. I have a bazillion blush palettes. I do. Do I need blush? Probably not. But that was amazing, you guys. Okay. Ugh, I was going to return it. It was $80. It's like, I feel like it's way overpriced. Way overpriced. But, ugh, I'm such a sucker for blush. Those colors are gorgeous. Like this for fall and for winter looks, like that is beautiful. I'm going to continue playing with this. Like I said, I was going to return it, but you know what? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I want to, and I don't know if I can. So we'll continue playing. Okay, so next we're going to go in for eyebrows. Again, I'm just going to skip this part. I use my favorites, my Anastasia Brow Wiz Benefit Brow Gel. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, eyebrows are done. I need coffee right now. Like, this is seriously my mom fuel. I need it. Okay, so I feel like we need to go into the eyes now. I feel like my skin, I feel like really happy with the way my skin looks right now. The products I have together on my face, like a chef's kiss, so pretty. So I do have Rare Beauty Always Optimist Weightless Eye Primer. So I had not had the chance to get this. I was like, I already have a few, I don't need that one. But there are so many people that say this is like the best stuff ever, so I needed to try it. So we're going to try it with today's look. I'm just going to use a little bit, but I am excited to dip into this palette, so I need to hurry here. Okay, so I'm going to use my Rare Beauty brush to blend it out. This is my concealer brush. So I just wanted to comment, this actually has slight pigment. It's pink, or peach, I guess, and it has slight pigment to it. But we'll see how it holds up with the shadow. And generally I put it on the lower lash line too, but I already have concealer down there, so we'll leave it for now. I think this is a daytime look. This is just going to be like, I'm not going to do lashes or anything today. All right, I'm going to go into the palette. So excited. And lips, I'll probably just do like a swipe of gloss or something. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The one thing that I can say right now is I like the size of this. This is small enough, like it's pretty heavy actually. Like it feels, the shades, there's no shade names, but just the numbers on the back. It's small, it's heavy, but it's compact. So I feel like this is like something I could take traveling or something that I could take in my purse. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so it looks like, I know some of them were toppers. I know I was watching Allie Gleans and she said they were toppers. I'm going to stick to the cooler shades instead of being warmer, or do I want to? I don't know. But I'm going to use this shade here. I don't know what shade it's called, this one here, in the crease. So we're going to start putting this in the crease just to warm everything up. Can barely see it on my skin. That's okay. I want this to be a pretty neutral eye. I mean, I haven't done like, you know, like usually I always feel like my looks have to be so dark so you can see the shadow, but an everyday look where you have a little bit of shade on your eye and it's not like, you know, overpowering is really pretty too. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to switch. That brush just wasn't cutting it for me. This is an E25. I feel like an E25 is like your best friend. You can use it for an entire look. Okay, so I'm going to darken things up. I'm going to go into this shade now down here. And just darken up the outside crease here. We'll blend it in. Feel like, I don't know, I feel like this would be a really, really pretty look. So far the mattes are blending really nicely. I don't really see any issues there. I always like to have a darker outer corner. This makes me feel like it shapes my eye nicer, and like having the lighter on the inside, like even that is so pretty. And it's not too dark. I mean, I think that's very wearable for every day. Blending really nice. Like I don't even feel like I have to blend out with a different color. Like it's pretty effortless actually. So I'm gonna go in with my finger now. I'm obsessed with this color right here. It's kind of like this pinky tone. So I'm gonna use that. That's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. Half the time when I'm on camera, I feel, oh, that's beautiful. I feel like my camera doesn't do any makeup palettes justice. So, okay, so I just wanted to comment. It's something I heard on Allie Glean's channel too. She said when she was first touching the colors, like the toppers, that they felt dry. And this one does. It doesn't feel like silky smooth. It feels like you're picking up a very thin layer of shadow on your finger, and it doesn't feel like, you know how sometimes Natasha Denona or Anastasia, like you put your finger in and kind of make an indent in the color. I don't think you could do that with this one. But this is supposed to be that wet looking formula, so it's supposed to look wet. I think it does. It's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to pop on and put this color on the lower lash line as well. Okay, so that's really pretty. And then I'm also going to take my finger and I'm going to take my pinky finger, go into this shade and just put a little bit in the corner here. I don't want to put, I'm just going to like highlight the inner corner. I don't think I'll use highlighter today. Or wait, I'll use highlighter, just not on the eyes because I think that's really pretty. Okay, so that's it for the palette. Oh, I really actually love that palette. That's the perfect palette to take traveling. If I go to Red Deer, I'll probably take that one. We need highlighter. I have this Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter by Charlotte Tilbury, of course. One of my favorite makeup companies. I can't. I love Charlotte Tilbury. Like, they're honestly one of my favorites. Oh, and I love the packaging too. Okay, I'll show you. Hold on. Let's figure out how this box is supposed to work. It's not working. Look, it's so cute. It's just like the palette, like the powder. I've got 2 of those. It's really pretty. It sounds kind of like wobbly though, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Is mine loose? Or does it come up? Ooh, what's this? I feel like there's another like part that like we remove. Oh shoot, I just gouged my product. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that and I'm gonna take my highlighter brush. See, I just gouged it right there. It's got so pretty, it's got stars. This is the shade Champagne Glow. Okay, so oh look, it goes around. It's probably not like properly in there. I just want to see if this compares to the one that I have. So my Mary Lou, because it's champagne, right? So it's a very similar color. But I figured I have to have highlighter because I have this beautiful color in my eyes. I feel like I need highlighter too. Okay, a little bit sweep on the brow bone here. It's actually really pretty. I feel so ethereal. Okay. So before I do mascara, so I'm just going to go off camera to do mascara, I'm going to use setting spray. This is the new one I got. I did actually get 2, but one is like a duplicate of something I already have. So I'll show you guys in the haul. Go check that out. This is the Caliray Surfproof setting spray. It says clean, hydrating, and long wear. So we're going to try it. It's a cute little bottle. It's actually quite small, like quite stout, but I feel like it's, you know, got some heft to it. It's 100 mils. So I'll see first spray. Let's try it. Oh. Okay, you guys, that spray is amazing. It smells like coconut. It totally did. And the spray is unlike any spray of any setting spray I have. It's very light. That's actually really cool. All right, so I actually just need gloss. It's like the one thing I forgot. So let me find a gloss here. I'm going to use this one. I never use this. This is Jeffree Star, the gloss, and the shade is called Control Freak. It's pink. So I just want to see what it looks like here. See, it's actually more pink than I'm used to. I'm usually using more like nude colors, but the eyes are so pretty. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to go off camera and do mascara and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So that is it for the finished look. I love it. I am obsessed. This is like so natural and it looks like I'm not really wearing makeup. Like it's not to the color of makeup that I usually wear. But I think it's so pretty. I love the shadow. Like it is ethereal. Like I feel like you could even go a little bit darker. Like I didn't take any risks today, but like I want to try doing like maybe not a smoky eye, but like something for date night, right? Like along these colors here and see what that looks like. Actually, I want to see what this one looks like here. We're just going to swatch it. Feels more like I don't know, this one feels softer. Let's see. Okay, that's really pretty. I like it. That's ethereal too. It's got like pink shimmer in there. It's almost like a bronzy color. Let's swatch these while we're at it. So this one's a gold color. Pretty. The next one is the pink shade that I used. That one's like really pretty. And then the last one is more of a peachy color. I'm going to swatch the sparkles, right? Like yeah, it's definitely more peachy champagne toned. Definitely pretty. They're more toppers though than anything. But that's okay because if they kind of give that kind of shimmery color payoff, I love that every now and then, right? I mean, compared to my last look that I did was like the Gothic Purple by Jeffree Star. Yes, I was obsessed with that one. I did it too because it looks so like crazy and dark and like mysterious and purple, and I love all those things, but this is definitely beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about any of the products I used, please feel free to comment or leave questions down below. If you're new, please subscribe. I would love to grow this channel. Click on the bell notification to be notified when I post new content. And if I didn't already say it, give the video a thumbs up because it'll let YouTube know to share more of my videos. So thank you guys so much for your continued support, and I will see you very soon. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.